What's up, guys? My name is Josh, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. And in this episode, Let's talk about the Packers. So this from Adam Schefter. Doesn't that just make you cringe, Packers fans? Matt Lafluer will return as the Packers head coach, as ESPN's Rob Domowski reported. He has signed to a multi-year contract extension that a source said is not a prove-it deal, but a real commitment. New deals for GM Brian Gutekunst and VP Russ Ball also in the works. So, if you are a Packer fan, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. But for me, I feel like there are quite a bit of us who are cringing to this news. And when I say cringe, we're like, I'm not excited about this because one, we don't know how many more years that we're gonna have with Matt Lafleur because of this extension, and how much you are paying for him. Keep in mind that Matt Lafleur blew an 18-point lead in the playoffs against our rival, the Bears, who, by the way, we've owned and were the bottom of the North for so many years. But Bears, I have to give you my flowers because y'all definitely showed up this season. So anyway, I personally feel that Matt LaFleur overstayed his welcome after the 2024 season. Excuse me. He has done a lot of great things for the Packers organization, but he has done some bad things in the Packers organization that cost us games, that has led to us being the 7th seed, and then also for us being one and done. Now, again, I'm not putting sole blame on Matt LaFleur for the reasons for the Packers' unsuccess in the regular season and in the postseason. And sure, in the comments, throw your stats at me. I can debunk all those stats to begin with. The point is, I feel that Aaron Rodgers, for the 3 years that he was under Matt LaFleur, has covered up a lot of Matt LaFleur's flaws. But when Aaron Rodgers was shipped to the Jets and Jordan Love ran the show, I believe that the faults started to expose themselves. Matt LaFleur is not great at challenging plays. He has lost more challenges than he has won them. The man has a bad clock management and timeout uses. Now, granted, I don't have the stats of how many timeouts he mismanaged, or how much clock he has mismanaged, or how many challenges he has lost. But if you're a Packer fan and you're watching the games, you can definitely agree that there has been some clock mismanagement, some bad challenges, and timeouts. Use too early or ineffectively due to the offense not being set right, or the play call coming in too late, or whatever. Um, but if you're a Packers fan, you're asking yourself this: how many more years do we have to deal with LaFleur? How many more years of the 7th seed? How many more years of being the redheaded stepchild of the North? When are we going to take the North? When are we going to get back to that number 1 seed, or at least a 4th seed, or second or third, right? You know, how many more years before we get to a Super Bowl? You look at teams like the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills. These are teams that are very dominant right now. And then you're looking at, the rising teams that are coming up. The Patriots, the Broncos. Like, there are so many teams right now that are rising and making an argument to say, hey, we belong in the playoffs. We belong in the Super Bowl. The Packers haven't done that since Aaron Rodgers left after his last season with the Packers, when we missed the playoffs. And from there, we argue that we are no better than the 7th seed, that we can only win one playoff game or we're one and done. Like, I believe the only playoff game that we won was against Dallas in Jordan Love's first year as a starter, and then from there we lost uh, to the rest of the games due to Jordan Love throwing an interception. Excuse me. So, if you are just a football fan in general, you think, okay, this is a smart move for Ed Policy, president of the Packers, and I'm not going to lie, it is a smart move because it's best to stick with what you know, and then, excuse me, rather than what you don't know. And what you do know is that your head coach can deliver you a 7 seed playoff spot. And that is it. It's been a while since Matt Lafleur delivered a first seed, spot in the playoffs, but that was only with a Hall of Fame ballot quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love is not elite. Jordan Love at this moment is not a Hall of Fame ballot, or yeah, he's not even a Hall of Fame ballot, uh, let alone a first ballot Hall of Fame. So I really feel like the Packers need to figure out something in the offseason to get over that hump. Brian Gutekunst is always come out saying, hey, we are one piece short. And then we see him bargain bin shopping in the offseason and picking up players like Nate Hobbs, and then T. Diggs. Sorry, it took me a while because I was thinking of Stephon Diggs. But anyway, so we seen him window shop. Like, we seen Mikael Harmon, didn't work out. And then you got Nate Haas, which most likely didn't work out. We're going to most likely release T. Diggs because there's no way we're going to be able to afford him. And then we can look at the draft and see what pieces he picked and how they're not working out. Like, you look at Josh Morgan, he's not working out. And then you look at Rasheed Walker, who is not working out as well. And then you look at Ellen Jenkins, who I love. Like, Ellen Jenkins has done so much, but last season he created so much drama in the offseason that they paid him and he underproduced. And so there's a lot of frustration as a Packers fan because you're looking at Ed Policy and you're like, you're really going to back that. Like, you are honestly going to back that horse when we have underperformed for the past 3 seasons at Jordan Love at the helm. So right now, it's whatever. Like, right now, I'm like, we're in the off season, right? We're in the Packers. We're in the off season, but right now, I feel like it's time to like build that shelter, get it ready for the storm because I believe a storm is coming and it's not the good kind. I really feel like with the latest of these moves and the past 3 years, it just shows that we're entering a dark season with the Packers. Because again, like, Matt Lafleur, he's not the answer. I really feel like if you look at, and I said this before in the, during the regular season, because we were talking about, me and some people were talking about the dismissal of Matt LaFleur. There is going to be no better option right now. Even now, there really isn't a better option. Like, Harbaugh, he would have been probably a nice fit, but he went to the Giants, so best of luck to you, Harbaugh. I think you're going to need it. But I just really feel like there is no better candidate. Mike Tomlin, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if he would be interested. But we really need to, we as fans first need to just get ready for a miserable season. Like, we need to set the bar very, very low this 2026 season and not expect anything greater than a 7 seed or us taking the North. Uh, is there a chance for a surprise? Absolutely. But that's why I said let's lower the expectations because we can get very emotional. We were very emotional after that Bears game, and I'm still emotional after that Bears game. But this is the breaking news. Matt Lafleur got a multi-year extension. We don't know the price of that extension or how many years that extension is, and that Gutekunst is expected to have a multi-year extension as well. I cringe. I'm sorry, fans. Like I cringe because you look at what we did the past 3 years. We got Josh Jacobs, phenomenal impact, right away, but it didn't get us over the hump. Micah Parsons, great pickup, but because of him, tearing his ACL, we can't really say how deep we could have gone to the playoffs. Um, and there's a possibility that hey, we might not even get to see Micah Parsons enter into the playoffs next season because Micah Parsons is going to only be able to come back later into that season. So we're talking about maybe November timeframe. And by that time, we don't know if the Packers will make it to the playoffs or not. So we'll see. But Micah Parsons did add to add to the season and a possibility that hey, we could have gone deep into the playoffs. But again, there's just so many factors that were in play. And then, of course, we need to think about what's going to be happening with Jeff Hafley. Will he take a head coaching spot in these other teams that need a head coach? So, what are we going to do with defense? What are we going to do with offensive coach? Because honestly, I think we really need to find an offensive mind that can fit well with Jordan Love because I really feel like the chemistry between Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur is not working. Like there's just too much friction. Like it's a square peg in a round hole. And it just is not matching up well. With Malik Willis and Matt LaFleur, things were gelling. But with Matt LaFleur and Love, I don't think the chemistry is there. So I think the Packers really need to focus on getting an OC that can gel well with Love and this offense and make it click because there are too many problems with the offensive starting hot in the first round, or excuse me, the first half, or they are starting like a dud in the first half and then starting hot in the second. To give you some stats, because everyone wants to praise Jordan Love for scoring 4 TDs for 303 yards in that Bears game. The first half, Jordan Love threw 123 yards, or no, sorry, 139 yards for 3 TDs. In the second half, he threw for 184 for a touchdown. So when you want to throw stats, make sure that you're going to break everything down because, granted, yes, his stats look impressive for the entire game, but when you look at the half, the first half compared to the second half, the stats don't equal up. So anyway, I'm ready to say this. The Packers have some major holes to fill this offseason, and I don't think it's really about a player, but getting the right personnel. So my thing is, I really feel like Ed Palsy needs to take away Matt LaFleur's power to retain his staff. Matt LaFleur is buddies with all of his staff, and he doesn't, have the heart to part ways with them until it's too late. We've seen that with Joe Barry, and we've seen it with past coordinators, and we just need we need to shake up this front office. We need to say, Matt LaFleur, we love you. We're giving this extension, but we are going to hire the best OC for the job, not you. Because I think the problem is Matt Lafleur is given way too much power to run this team, and he does not know how to run this team effectively to get us over the hump. So I really feel like either Brian Gutekunst or Ed Palsy has to hire the staffing that goes around Matt Lafleur, and just like our buddy Mark Murphy and Brian Gutekunst supposedly told Aaron Rodgers, uh, this is going to happen and you're going to have to deal with it and don't make trouble for us. So that's the same thing that Ed Palsy needs to say to Matt LaFleur. This is who we're bringing in. Accept it. You don't have to like it, but you will accept it and don't make problems for us. So there's that. And then, of course, I'll do another video about Brian Gutekunst. I'm very tired of him. He does horrible drafts, and he bargain bins in free agency. And I just really wish that energy that he had with bringing in Josh Jacobs and Micah Parsons would have been the same energy that he would have done for Aaron Rodgers. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts of Matt LaFleur getting that extension, and then also the possibility of Brian Gutekunst getting a multi-year deal as well. Comment below. Please keep the comments clean. Be respectful. And then please hit that subscribe button for more of my videos. This is a brand new channel that I'm starting with, so it's a little inconsistent right now. But as things start to pick up, I'll start more on this channel. Like, I'll be doing Packers, probably some other football teams. I'll be doing gaming and anime as well. So thank you again. Hit that subscribe button, like this video. Until next time, this is Josh signing out. Bye.